Think High Crew, yeah. Yo, it's the Think High Crew, what up? Yeah, it's the Think High Crew, you know. It's the Think High Crew, what up? It's the Think High Crew, yeah. We may have had our differences. We may have had our differences. The suppression, the use of marijuana. The suppression. It's the Think High Crew, yeah. 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 Just received an update. It's the Think High Crew, yeah. Just received an update. Yo, it's the Think High Crew, what up? Yeah, it's the Think High Crew, you know. It's the Think High Crew, what up? It's the Think High Crew, yeah. We may have had our differences. We may have had our differences. The suppression, the use of marijuana. The suppression. It's the Think High Crew, yeah. 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 Grand rising gods and goddesses. We are back with another Mindfulness Monday, and today with the Think High Crew, it's 12:30. We're here on Podbean, and we want to be mindful about the reality that we create, any effect it may or may not have on others around you. I like to say grand rising to everybody, and if y'all will allow me to, I will dive right into the numbers.
We also wanted to say that we quit. After today, we're done. We quit.
Nova's being racist. Don't mind him.
We quit. We're done. Racist against podcasts.
Especially ones that have all different kinds of people on it. But we're back, guys. It's April the 22nd, 2024, and that simplifies to the number of 4 in genealogy. Obviously, 2 plus 2 equals 4. And this number carries a significant energies and impacts across various metaphysical and esoteric disciplines. In numerology, the number 4 is ruled by Ra'u, which is the north node of the moon, which often brings about transformation, unconventional methods, and sudden changes. Those influenced by the number 4 are seen as unique individuals who often challenge societal norms and bring the innovation and reform. This day, therefore, will be particularly potent for activities that require breaking out of the patterns and embracing new ways of thinking. Forgive me, guys. This is a true mobcast today. I'm up here in the Cleveland, the land of Cleve, with my father handling some biz. But I'll keep this rolling here because astrologically, the number is 4. So that associated with the zodiac sign of Aquarius, which is known for its progressive, humanitarian, and intentive traits. Aquarius energy supports the breaking of boundaries and the challenging of traditional norms. It encourages us to think out of the about the future and out of the box and work ethically for the betterment of society. This sign aligns with the transformative energy of Ra'u, suggesting that April 22nd, 2024 should be a day where collective social issues come to the forefront, prompting innovative solutions. Now, if we're going to pull a card and it was a 4, it would represent the Emperor card. card, which symbolizes structure, authority, and regulation. It also suggests that it's a need of order and stability, which might seem at odds with the more chaotic influence of Rahu and the progressive sign of Aquarius. However, though, it can be interpreted as balance between innovation and a strong drive for change. It needs to be approached methodically. And from the metaphysical perspective, the number four is often seen as the grounding and stabilizing number. It is connected to the earth element, providing a strong foundation for building and planning. It encourages us to lay down solid foundations, support the future of future growth, and focus on constructing lasting structures, whether they'll be physical, emotional, or spiritual. And combining these perspectives on April the 22nd, 2024 emerges as a day of potent energies for initiating change while maintaining a sense of order and stability. It is a day to embrace innovation, but also do with a plan and structure in place. This balance between old and new and the stable and the transformative could lead to significant advancements in one's personal and collective realms. Now, historically, the significance of the 22nd of April include Earth Day, an annual event that's celebrated around the world to demonstrate the support of environmental protection. It was first established in 1970, and it ties in beautifully with today's energies, emphasizing themes in innovation and social reform. Thus, April 22nd, 2024 stands out to us today as a day with rich in potential for profound personal and collective transformation, guided by the energies and innovation, structure, and the deep connection to the earth. So that's what we're here to do today. Grand Rising, I appreciate y'all for stopping back for another Mindset Mindfulness Monday. Today is a 4, and let's
Today is a 4. Let's open that door. Today is a 4. Let's open that
open the
door.
door. And we wanted to be mindful today.
Open that door.
Uh,
Open that door.
because it's a portal.
Yeah.
It's a
Open
portal.
that door.
Open that door.
Open that door.
Open
Okay,
that door.
so the door is open, damn it. Hey, so check this out. You know me, and I'm known as that guy to say whatever, and I don't give a fuck. And sorry if that offends you. Right? No, but anyway, check it out. So we're talking about how we create our reality today, right, Jason?
Yes, sir.
So I was gonna read this real quick. I'm really kind of annoyed that you're not at home right now. You're out doing an actual mobile broadcast.
Be mad.
No, I hope your dad's all right,
Nah, he
bro.
good. He just
I know you're
doing
just
some
getting some little stuff
yeah, he
done,
just getting a
but
checkup from that surgery. Cause I was up here like every other week, when we was doing our mobcast. Yeah, he
yeah,
coming up to get to check up on that surgery that I was back and forth up here
yeah. No,
for.
I remember those
Yeah.
few that you and him I kind of got into it when you was in the car. I think one time you thought you had the show muted, but
Yeah.
that shit was hilarious. He was like, I don't want to do it like that. And you was like, yeah, but I mean, it's gonna be work. It's better if it'd be easier. I don't care. I don't care about it. I
You
don't
know
want
how
to do it
old
like
schools
that.
is.
Yeah. But so since we're being mindful about our reality and how we create it, I was gonna read something real quick. I'm gonna try to be a speed reader, so hopefully it won't take that long. But it says, creating your own reality is a bit like making a delicious sandwich. You've got to have the right ingredients, know how to layer them, and then take a big bite out of life. Here's a smorgasbord of ways to create your own reality based on the wisdom from the digital ether. All right. Number one, be grateful. Start by appreciating what you already have. It's like finding a bag of chips at the bottom of your backpack when you thought you were out. It changes your outlook on life. Bam. Me personally, I think not necessarily being grateful, but just the way that you look at life is the most important of all of these. So maybe I'm wrong, and maybe being grateful brings about that. You know what I mean? But number two, visualize your dreams. Create a vision board or a mental picture of your goals. It's like having a treasure map, only instead of X marks the spot, it's my dream job is right here. Number three, step out of your comfort zone. Do something new and daring, like trying a new food or talking to a stranger. We were taught not to talk to strangers, but hey, everything we was taught ain't really true anyway. So it's like talking or I'm sorry, it's like taking a different route to school and discovering a secret shortcut. It's pretty cool. So number 4, forgive and let go. This is a big one, I believe, also. Holding grudges is like carrying around a sack of rocks. It's much easier to move forward when you put the sack down and
Hey,
forgive.
hey, to clarify on
Number
that,
5,
tell them make sure you forgive yourself first. That's key.
right? Yeah, yeah. That's because if you don't forgive yourself, it don't make a fuck how many times you say "I forgive you," "I forgive you." You know. Um, Number 5, focus on what you can control. You can't control the weather, but you can control how you
You
react
can't
to it.
control how
Now,
people
you can't.
feel either. Yep.
We can make it rain. We know that cloud seeding, but
I
but
thought you was
um,
talking about
but you can
strips.
control how you react to it. It's like getting caught in the rain without an umbrella. You can either complain or just start singing and dancing.
You weren't talking about
Um,
throwing money in the air? Dang.
right. That's the formal meaning of rain, not the ebonical meaning of rain, and sometimes tyrannical meaning of rain also. Uh, Number 6, take small steps. You don't have to climb Mount Everest in a day. Start with a small hill, then get a bigger one, and before you know it, you're on top of the world. That goes for anything, like working out, shooting a basketball, taking a jog, fucking
Hey,
drinking
we started
water.
this
Become
podcast. We started this
yeah,
podcast not thinking we was gonna be. You have to start believing that. Yeah, I know I'm not big now, but maybe I'll be one day.
right, right, and regardless of what big means, big can mean different. Everything can mean different to everybody.
Yep,
You know what I mean? To us, big might mean 500 people that listen every day and just show support through
facts.
however. To some people, 10,000 new people every day might be big to them. You know what I mean? It's just all relative. Um, so 7 would be find your purpose. And so then 8 would be surround yourself with positivity. Hang out with people who lift you up, not bring you down. It's like choosing between warm hug and a cold shoulder.
Whew, facts.
Yeah. Number 9, live the present moment or live in the present moment. So the past is history and the future is mystery. The present is a gift. So unwrap it and enjoy. That's pretty straightforward to the point. You could get a little deeper with it if you wanted to, but in
That's
all
what we about
reality,
to do
that's what
right
it
now,
is
though.
live in the present moment.
Yeah, that's what we
Yep.
about to do. We about to go deeper on that because today's show is about creating your reality and trying to figure out how your reality may or may not affect others' reality. So
Right.
we've talked
Well,
about this many
and
times,
I
but yeah, go
saved,
ahead.
I think I saved the most important one that we preach on this podcast for last would be believe in yourself. You
Oh yeah.
are the main character in your story. So believe in your ability to create a fantastic tale.
Mhm. Does
So
sound kind of
I
cliche
think
and
that if
corny,
you
but
don't
it's real.
believe in yourself, there's no way for you to do any of those other steps if you don't believe in yourself.
Absolutely agree. Well, it all starts with self, though. You know what I
Anyway,
mean?
that was brought to you by
By
Nike. Nike paid me to say that.
that was brought
They
to you
gave
by
me enough so I
cornflakes.
can eat today.
That was brought to you by cornflakes. It may have been corny, but god damn it.
Right? It
It's
worked.
true. Oh
So
shit.
anyway, yeah, today,
He's
Mindful
smoking on a
Monday,
sativa, I think. I think Nova's smoking a sativa today. It got him feeling real bubbly and bouncy.
might have been the huge argument I was in before I got on here. You never know what people are dealing with.
Hey, you're absolutely right, man.
uh, I'm
Absolutely.
just, no, I'm for real though. I am a little more amped than usual, but um, shit, maybe I got a good amount of rest this weekend. Who knows?
Yeah, that's good. That's good. But yeah, to dive into that, I like to bring up something that we tend to forget as humans. Like when we look at our realities, we tend to think that everybody sees things how we see things, and it kind of makes us judgmental in a way. Um, and I was really realizing, that we can't help it. Some of it that we can't help. Some of it is like almost like subconscious programming that we can't stop from. coming in. I mean, I guess we can only react to it because we haven't yet found the root of why we immediately go to that. So, I was talking to somebody and they're like, man, this guy's trying to tell me, it's like telling me the sky's red and I can clearly see it's blue. And I'm like, well, sir, what if that person is colorblind? You know what I mean? Like, and people get mad at me like, well, but you know what I mean when I'm saying that. I'm like, no, not necessarily, sir, because somebody might see the life. Somebody might see it completely different than from you, man. You can't. Everybody doesn't look up and see blue as blue. You know what I mean? And say, oh, this is my reality and this is your reality, and you have to accept it as well. You know what I mean? Because shit, who knows? Who knows if what's completely fucking real to me? You know what I mean? That's why I kind of live in the present moment, and creating my reality literally as I go, minute by motherfucking minute, and anything can be a new discovery to me. You know what I mean? I kind of take it all like that. Like I'm this one big adventure, and anything can be a new discovery. Because if I think that I already know the shit, how boring of a life is that?
Right.
You know what I mean? Or if I think everybody looks at life like I look at it, like if I thought that saw life how I saw it, what kind of fucking friendship could we
Yeah, I mean, or what kind of podcast would we have?
have?
It would basically just be one viewpoint, and that's going to get boring.
GP
You know
said
what
he
I'm
still
saying? I
believes
mean,
that the Dallas Cowboys will win the Super Bowl one day.
they will eventually. If that's what it does, hey, think about it though. Okay, so you want to create reality. So let's think about this. So if you tell yourself, you know what, it don't matter when the Cowboys even go to the Super Bowl next, because when it does happen, I'm still going to be a fan. And then 7 years from now, Cowboys are at the Super Bowl because of a new coach and
Hey,
a first round draft
hey,
pick that they
but what
got,
about the
and bam, they're in there.
you right that, and you talking future tense, right? What if we go back
and
to the
and so you
past?
had to put yourself there though. If you
Right,
didn't put your brain and then yourself into that it can happen type shit,
right.
then maybe in your life as you being the main character, maybe for some reason you kind of stunted the Dallas Cowboys. Who knows, right? I mean, because if you give off the vibe that they ain't never going to do it, how many other people know that you're
Hey, and then
fans? And then how many people know that they're fans? And before you know it, there's like a lot of people that's like, you know what, Dallas Cowboys will
hey, and
never
what about the
win the Super
people
Bowl
who
again.
seen them? You know what I mean? Didn't the Dallas Cowboys win the
Right.
Super Bowls in the past? I believe they won them in the past. So I don't know. I'm not sure how old you are, GP man. But if you were to look at the perspective of somebody who was born back in the day, who watched the Dallas Cowboys win the Super Bowl, you mean that is their reality? Like for you, you're like, shit, I've never seen it in my life. Like I was a
Mm-hmm.
Browns. I've been a Browns fans for a long time. I probably will never ever shit.
Right.
It just never have happened for the Browns even in the past. You know what I mean? So like somebody can't even be like, hey, I remember a day when the Browns were, you know what I mean, Super Bowl champions. It's not that reality doesn't exist at all. But for some people in the past, they might have seen that. You know what I mean? So how does that change? Does that change your reality? See, this is how I look at it. I look at my reality and your reality as a Venn diagram, right? And so like there's similarities in the middle, like obviously, if you jump off a fucking building, you're gonna probably hit the ground. You know what I mean? Like in my reality and in your reality. But in my reality, I feel like I have control. But in your reality, you may not feel like you have control.
What about this? What about I'm agreeing with what
Go
you're
ahead.
saying, and I'm putting it into more layman's terms,
Okay.
maybe. So what about we all live in the same house? Everybody's got different viewpoints, but the floor is still the floor, the ceiling is still the ceiling, and every time you sit in that chair, you're still sitting in that damn chair. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
there's a few things that we can say, like, I'm not going to sit in that chair. Hey, that's your reality. You know what I mean? I'm not even fixing to walk by that chair, and you don't even have to walk by it. You can create a way to not walk by it, but the chair is still there.
Correct.
And so for both of us, like our reality is like you said, you jump off a building, you hit the ground, that shit's finna, depending on how high you jump, you might
Right.
die.
Right.
But but you don't have to though.
Yeah.
And you can even choose to jump out of the first floor instead of the
Yep.
20th floor.
And think about it, a Superman wouldn't have that issue at all. That's not his reality. If
Not
you
at
know what I'm
all.
saying, at all.
Unless he was fucked up with some kryptonite. And then he's going to hit the
Yes, sir, and
ground.
it's gonna hurt a lot. But the point being though is like it's almost ludicrous to say that what you have built in your reality can exist in everybody's reality. You know what I mean? Like, um, we see it happening with politics, how they only give us two things to choose from. We see it happening in, shit, with medical care here at this hospital. You know what I mean? Like, there's thousands of people in this baby right now, right? And it's moving like $1 trillion industry. But do could you choose not to get cancer? Is that part of is that reality for only some people, and not why is that reality for
Possibly.
yeah, I'm just saying, why
If
is
the
that
cancer
reality?
that it's, and there's so many different types of cancer. It's like, but,
Right,
some cancers are proven that you literally almost kind of give yourself.
right. And
I'm
it's
not
like, so
saying that, I'm not trying to make it light. You know what I mean? I had a
mhm,
best friend that died from leukemia.
no,
So
it's just
like,
being honest. Well,
you know what I
they say
mean?
this though. It's like,
But
so if that means that's sometimes that won't be in a lot of people's reality. Like, they will never have the reality of knowing what that's like. Even having like a family member pass away from it, right? Like, that's like type of reality that they would never like. There's people who live in the jungle right now who don't even know the word cancer. You
right,
know what I mean? Like, and nobody in their tribe has ever died of technically cancer. They might have lived forever. You know what I mean? It's just not in their reality. It just doesn't exist for them. You know what I mean? Now, with that being said, right, does that mean that it exists at all? You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of crazy to think about it like that. Like, we you can live in a place or in a reality or in a dimension or in a space and time where nothing that exists in my reality exists in your reality. But does that make your reality less real? Like that.
right,
Well, I think that's the problem that we come into, because then we have people whose realities overlap so much into our realities that we make it our own. Like this governmental shit, you know what I mean? Like, we've accepted this reality for ourselves. We accepted the fact that this is what it is, you know what I mean? And could it possibly not be? Could we make it something else? Is this a reality for everybody around the world, or even in America? Because I'm sure there's probably some homesteaders who don't live by any fucking laws that the government has put out.
right.
Like, this shit should have me fucking. I'd be all fucked up when we talking about realities and what
Yeah.
is
And
exists in
then
yours and
I think
not
a lot
mine.
of like, so when you start talking about realities, I think some people kind of like, I don't know, man, they kind of take it a little too serious,
Yeah.
and they kind of like take it a little too mystical, when in all
Oh my
reality,
goodness, it's
I
very
believe,
logical.
this is just, obviously this is just me, right? But I believe that yeah, somebody was just trying to FaceTime me. It was weird. I don't
What's up,
know. It was
Lana?
weird. Anyway, I think that was you,
Oh, my
Jason.
bad.
It's all good. I don't know. All right. Anyway, back to it. That threw me off. It came on the whole screen. I was like, what the fuck? Um, so like when you wake up in the morning, or better yet, when you go to sleep at night, whatever kind of carries over the most to you. But so if you go to sleep in a good mood, not what's the chances that you're going to wake up in a bad mood? Probably less
True.
than you're going to wake up in a good mood. You know what I mean? If you go to sleep in a good mood, I think you got a better chance of waking up in a good
Yes.
mood. So if you wake up and right when you wake up, you might not even be in a good mood. But if you tell yourself, I'm in a good mood, and here we go. Today, I'm fixing to have a good day. You might be fixing to go to court
Oh goodness.
that day, or you might be fixing
Right.
to, you don't know what, like you might have actually a
You ever
shitty
heard
day
of the
planned out.
hungry judge theory?
Yes.
Yeah, that's okay.
So
I'm sure. Yeah.
you might have a day that is in all reality kind of going to be kind of shitty, or you might just wake up and go to a mundane job every day. It might pay good, it might this, it might that, it might do what it needs to do, but you don't like going there. But you tell yourself today's going to be a good day. You could be in the most unhappy situation that you feel like you could be in, but you still seem extremely happy to others.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Or I'll flip it around. Me personally, I'm in a extremely happy uh inside of myself. Like I feel like I'm happy. I wake up every day. I tell myself I'm happy. But to some people, they I come off as more mad or more negative or bad mood.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just because me personally, I'm
I know
I've
what you're
already
doing.
gotten
I
over
could tell
that
you what
part
you're
of
doing right now. You when you do the stuff like that, you reject others people's perception of their reality that they try to push on you. And that makes them uncomfortable, which makes them feel like you're an angry person when in all reality you just don't accept their reality as yours. You know what I mean? Like and it pisses people off. Like you know, like that's really the whole point of why people rebel and shit. Why people don't like what's going on, and they rebel because they finally are like, well, shit, I'm not accepting what you telling me is reality. Like right
right.
now, devils on earth get heaven while we have to wait. But there's millions of people who still want to be Christians. Like this, that has to be some kind of, you know what I mean, deep, deep mind control. Because how strong is your mind, right? If that's what they want to do with it, you know what I mean. If they want to have that much control over it, because like you said, man, you seem like you might be angry to other people, but that's only because they're angry inside of themselves. You know what I mean? And
Right.
they're just trying to project that onto you because they don't know how to create their own reality. You know, all right, um, I say it like this. You're right. If you go to bed, before you go to bed, be like, "Yo, I had a great day, and I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna have an awesome day tomorrow." Just tell yourself that over and over again before you go to sleep, and
Right.
then I guarantee that you'll wake up doing that. How is that? So everything works with a vibration, right? Everything's a vibration. Even cancer has a specific frequency that it vibrates at. You know what I mean? And these thoughts, these emotions, these reactions and actions are what control these vibrations. Each of them have a vibration. So if you're telling yourself that, even you telling yourself these words, hey, I'm going to have a good night and I'm going to wake up, I'm going to have an even better morning, that carries a vibration. Your
Right.
body is an antenna for those type of vibrations and it's going to put that out there into the universe. Now, guess what that's going to fucking attract because of the law of attraction. Because you want to be a happy person and have a great day, you might have a challenging ass day the next day.
Oh yeah, 100%. You're probably going to, because once it sets in that you're happy,
Yes.
then you start seeing all the shit that would make you
Facts.
unhappy and you don't want to fuck with it. You're like, wait a minute, man. Like, hey, y'all can do that over there, but that shit ain't for me. And then I think that kicks in that part you were just talking about, Jason, where it's like somebody feels a little bit
Hmm.
offended, or I don't know, maybe, yeah,
Just
just offended because you're not willing to live like them. But you're like, well, wait a minute. I was just trying to be honest and say, shit, I'm happy.
And
You know what I
just
mean? And
think
I
about the
figured
people
out
who
that I'm
rule the
happy.
world. To think about the people who rule the world, like they want that much control over your brain to make you think a certain way. You know what I
Right.
mean? To control your reality because their reality, they didn't already took they already took control of their reality. They have financial freedom, they have spiritual freedom, they have all this type of freedoms. You know what I mean? That we don't currently express ourselves in because we don't think that we have that ability as well.
GP man said take 3 shots of tequila before you go to bed and sleep well. That might make somebody mad though, bro. Think about it. Sometimes tequila makes people mad. I'm just laughing. I'm just joking. But but yeah, man. So like our reality, as mythical as it sounds, I believe it actually is our creation. Now, it doesn't mean overnight. This might be a fucking 25-year process to be able to get to the point to where you're trying to get to, that you feel like you're in control of your reality. You know what I mean? Or it might take you 20 years of watching somebody create their own reality through their decisions, choices, everyday things that they do that gets them to the spot to where they're at. And that could be things that actually come to them, that could be just the way they carry
My
themselves.
bad, guys. I'm back.
It's not just one thing. You know what I mean? I think it's all of it encompassed into one thing that creates
Yes.
happiness. It's not just, oh, I got this or oh, I got this. It's all of the things. And then when some people look at that and they see the way that you talk or the way that you carry yourself or the way that you move or the way that you this, that, and to some people, it just bothers the shit out of them.
Yeah, it does.
You know, they're just like, damn, like this motherfucker right here, like think about it, man. Some people don't have the capability to set boundaries
No.
throughout life. Some people don't have the capability to stick to a plan and to ignore all the other noise and to do what they want to do and what they said they were going to
You're
do.
absolutely right.
And when somebody sees someone else doing that,
Because it's
it just makes them
that's
mad.
because they
I
don't.
think that's a lot of the reasons why these big superstar type people get hated on so
That too.
much by other people is because I'm not talking about all of them because we know some people are in there with some
Yeah.
weird shit going on and that's why they've succeeded like that. But some people just work harder than the others.
Truth.
You know what I'm saying? They just show up more
Yeah.
than the others. Some people are just more talented or whatever it is. And so it could just be, that the people are just so fucking mad at everything that they got to take that anger and they got to direct it at something. So what's better to direct it at is the person that's doing what you're doing, but more successful than you. And then you make up a story about them or whatever. And it's perfect. You get to unload all that shit on them. And then you give everybody the reason why you did it. And then other people can jump on board too.
But
So,
I
and
think it comes
that's
to a point
creating a
though.
reality.
We found out, like, I think, like, things are the way that they are because once you've conquered your reality or your game or your what you want to call it, your world, I think a lot of people have. And I'm not gonna say like they do it on purpose. I think some people do it subconsciously, but it's like it's a subconscious thing to want to control the realities of those around you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like who, like when our founding fathers created this fucking nation and this land, do you think that
Well, I
in
think
their
it gives some
reality?
people a sense of comfortability.
Yes, yes, but it also gives people a sense of control, even more control. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
But I'm
once
just
you
saying,
have,
with
yeah.
that control would be like,
Oh
oh, I'm
yeah.
comfortable now. I'm in
Yes,
control.
absolutely. Because I know that, these people will never be what they want to be, and I'll be everything that I want to be off of them. You know what I mean? Like, because it's crazy to think that people get mad when they see these superstars doing what they're doing because they feel like that's not their reality. Like they can't create that for themselves. You know what I mean? Or they
Mm-hmm.
feel like it's an impossible task to be able to create such a reality for themselves when
Right.
it's not. It's really not that hard. You know what I mean? To create that for yourself. But what's hard is actually believing in yourself to the point where it manifests in your reality. That's the hard
Exactly.
part.
Just like I
That's
think that's the like those 10 things that I listed. I think that's like I said, I think that's the number one
Yep.
is believing in yourself. Because if you don't believe you can even halfway do something, are you going to even try?
Right. See,
Because then comes fear, which a lot of people are controlled by fear, and that's going to keep you from doing it because you're going to feel like you're going to fail anyway. So we beat ourselves up really bad, and we do create our own reality to a certain extent, or to the fullest. You know what I mean? I think it just depends on the person and how hard headed or how dedicated you're going to be to creating your own reality.
yeah.
And it's not always going to be easy. It's definitely going to be hard as fuck. But if you do want to create your own reality, you can do it, and you can probably be doing it right now. You could change. You could say, I'm not going to do something that you normally would do today that you probably shouldn't do. And you could say that right
Yep.
now. And then if you do it, you just created part of your reality.
Yep.
Maybe like somebody that ends up in the hospital from whatever it is, what did they do? Now, I'm not talking about yesterday,
Mm.
like the day before they
Mm-hmm.
got put in the hospital or whatever, but like 10 years
Yep.
before that.
Yeah.
Did they do something 10 years ago and continue to do
Or
it for 10
even
years
believe
knowing?
something. See, think about this. Think about if cancer is a frequency, right? Everything's a frequency, and everything has moves and vibrates at a specific frequency. That means at one point in time, you were vibrating at the same frequency of whatever illness is plaguing you in nowadays. You know what I mean? So, like, even if it was in the past, like you said, or you're right, or it could be a parasite, Susan. There's a bunch of combination of things. But if you're vibrating at a frequency from which a parasite can't attack you at, you know what I mean? Like that's a whole nother ball game. If you're vibrating at a frequency from which cancer can't attach itself to, you know what I mean? That's a whole nother ball. That is creating your reality. That's literally
Hmm.
saying, I'm not going to allow something so low of a vibration to be able to attach to me because I vibrate higher than that. You know what I mean? And it's a daily, hourly, it's a minute by minute type of task to be able to try to be the type of human that creates their reality. Like it has to be created second by second, not just
Exactly,
day by
100%.
day.
And so, like when you know somebody that kind of seems like maybe like they're not open to every suggestion that they hear, maybe it might be because that person already knows what the fuck they want to
Yeah,
do. They already know how they want to feel.
yeah.
They don't need any other input. And I know that might sound closed minded or closed off or
I
whatever,
don't
but
think so.
that could be a reason. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Um, some people could, some people think differently,
bro.
and some people could just be happy with what they know that
Let
they're
me
going to
let me
be
give you
able to
guys a
get.
good example. The life experience of mine that I had. My best friend, one of my boys. I'm in his wedding in this year. My nigga Tim. Shout out to Tim. He had his birthday on the 15th April. I shouted him out then, but two same situations. We both got we
Tim
don't
that did the editing on the video,
yeah,
Tim.
yup,
Okay.
that Tim.
What up,
Hmm.
Tim? Congrats, Tim.
For sure. And so the two same situation we were both in, two different realities we were living. Okay, Tim wanted to go by the book. We left our baby moms. We both wanted to get custody of our children. You know what I mean? And I just was like, yo, I just told my baby mama like, yo,
Hey, I
just
just you said we both wanted to go by the book, so we both left our baby moms.
no. Well, he wanted to go by the book. I just was
Nah, I'm
like,
just fucking with you.
I'm like so he he got lawyers and he paid all of this money to, you know what I mean, to get, custodial guardianship, to be able to to have him go to school from his house and everything like that. And he still was paying child support even when he was the custodial guardian. Bro, I said F you, child support. I said, I'm not going to work for a job where you can just take my money right out of my check. I'm going to get self employed. So I started finding contract work to do because I was pretty good at labor jobs, building steps and, just little carpentry bullshit work, right? And cleaning big buildings and stuff. You know what I mean? So I got into contract work because you have to do your own 1099 and they can't just take your money right out of your check. And that was my path that I took to not pay child support. I still had 120% access to my daughter. She went to school from my house and everything. My boy Tim, he spent thousands of dollars on lawyers, etc., 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 going by the book, trying to be like, no, I'm gonna fight this in the court system, do it by the right way. And he ended up spending all of this money. And like a few years ago, child support, us in child support just dissolved our case, just like that. Yeah, they will take them taxes, but for me, they couldn't touch my shit. They couldn't touch my shit because they didn't know how much I made. You feel what I'm saying? And that was just that. I was like, I'm not going to allow this system. That's the reality that we both share, right? This is how it's supposed to work. Okay, the reality that we both share is we're supposed to get lawyers, supposed to go to court. The court's supposed to tell us, okay, this who gets custody of the baby. Is who has to pay, right? That's the reality that we both live in. But I didn't accept that reality. You know what I'm saying? He accepted that reality as his. I didn't. Because and guess what happened? I didn't have to pay nowhere near as much money as he did, and I still got custody of my baby and all of that extra shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I didn't have to pay child support for many many years. They even canceled the debt. It's no longer on my credit, which shot my shit up to like 700. I'm really looking like a white male now. I'm really look
Allegedly.
allegedly. I'm really looking like a white male now, but I'm just saying, just like both realities. We both had child support on our ass. We both had toxic baby moms. We both
You
left
might
our
be looking
toxic.
more like like a South Korean or like a Japanese male at this point, because
Bro, no, I'm gonna be looking like a,
I know a
Arabic
lot.
male
I know a
soon.
lot of white and black males has got fucked up ass credit, and for
Oh
some reason,
yeah,
everybody thinks that the white and black population is the ones that's actually doing the
I know,
best,
right?
which in all reality, that ain't the goddamn
Yeah.
truth, boys.
Well, I just found out that most, I just found out recently most Zionists are Christians anyway. So we could just start talking about it like that. But back on the reality of the situation is that we were pretty much in the same boat, but he went one way because of what he felt was real. You know what I mean? He felt like the court system really had a say in his child's upbringing. You know what I mean? In my reality, the courts didn't have any say in my child's upbringing, and if they wanted to have say in my child's upbringing, they gonna have to come and get it. You feel what I mean? Like they gonna have to come get it in blood. And
Right.
I basically had told them that, like, yo, I'm not doing none of that. So I'm just to put it in perspective, in my reality, I got everything I wanted just because I believed that I could get it without going to court. And he got everything. He got his same reality too as well, but he felt like he had to go to court to get it. Same results though. He got custody of his kid. I had custody of my kid, and you know what I mean. So it's just like it all depends on which one you. If you want to, I guess the worst part about it is that don't accept. I would just tell people this: don't accept other people's reality as your reality and call it um, love, or say that that's love. Like if I have a if Nova was 300 freaking pounds, you know what I mean, and he's like, yeah, I'm about to go get some Chick-fil-A, you know what I mean, and I don't tell him, no, don't go get that Chick-fil-A. I'm sorry, the hospital getting cracking over here. They staying here cracking jokes with patients right now. My bad.
But yeah, you definitely need to tell somebody
Well, well,
if they're three
well,
hundred
yeah, I mean,
pounds. You know what I
because
mean?
that you're in your
Like, well,
reality,
hey,
in your reality,
or say something like, "You getting the salad, right?
in your reality, right? You're not hurting.
You ain't getting that. You ain't getting the soda, are you?
you're
You ain't. You're gonna get small size, ain't you?
you're not
It can be
hurting
little
yourself.
subtle things, you know what I
You
mean?
know what I mean? Yeah, you're right. But
But
you're
in
not
all
hurting.
reality, they are that person going to eat the Chick-fil-A is creating their reality.
Yes,
But then you are too. You're creating your own reality and showing somebody how you
but you're
care
not gonna
about them.
let their reality of them thinking that eating Chick-fil-A every day is cool to change anything in your reality. You know what I mean? You're still gonna be like, oh, hold on, bro. Like I know you might not think that that's a good idea or whatnot. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna let that change my reality. Now, like no offense to the transgenders and this LGBTQ community and everything that they got going on with that, but that's a great example. Like I had a lot of the transgender community upset at me, and I have gay family members all over the board, and we kick it like every week. Um, but
Isn't it funny how we've kind of like, as much as we don't want to admit it, we've been conditioned to associate transgender and a gay person
yeah, I know, right? And
because
they're
it's
two different.
totally fucking different.
And they're totally different, absolutely, because the gay people that I know do not
Crazy,
agree with
man.
anything with that. And I'll tell you why. It's because they try to get them to take on their reality. Now, if I see
Mm-hmm.
you're a 6'6" man, okay, and you just had all this surgery to change yourself or whatnot, and you're trying to convince me your name is Cheryl. You know what I mean? Like, I think there's a huge issue with that for the simple fact that, okay, you can do
Well,
this. You
it's
can
like
do
this. It's
whatever
like
you
that's
want.
your reality, but that doesn't mean that I have to actually really believe that
It's
what you're
not my
saying is
job to
true. You know,
protect your
like
emotions. You see what I mean?
yeah,
It's not my job to protect your emotions because that's how you feel. Like, okay, if we're gonna do this, if we're gonna play this game, then we have to open the door for everything, don't
we
we?
got to open all the doors,
Right,
and everybody gets their fucking way.
right. So
Period.
if you
So don't get
identify,
mad when the white supremacist gets his way too.
oh yeah, and don't be mad when I get my way and I say I identify as God. Everything I need everything
Exactly.
for
That's what I'm
free.
saying. Like you can't. You know what I mean? Like,
Call me your savior.
right. I
Address
am
me
the
as Lord,
Messiah. I told
Lord.
you that already.
Address me as
You know
Lord
what I'm
Jesus
saying? Like, come
Christ.
on.
You know what I mean?
But
Like
and not to mock anybody's
no,
beliefs or
they will
anything like
call
that,
us
but
blasphemous though.
just
They would say
being
that's
honest about
wrong.
it.
Yeah. See, if I were to force my reality, because I feel like I am God of my reality, right? So if I were to force that belief onto you, then I'm wrong, right? People will
Right.
flat out tell me you can't do that to people. But but Susan over here, not Susan, sorry Susan, to use your name as an example. But Sarah, Sergeant Sarah over here can try to tell me that he's a female, and I have to say okay and call him Sarah. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that, it doesn't make any sense when it comes to that. So, like you said,
Oh,
it does. We have to open up all the doors. If that's the case, everybody gets to be whatever they want to be with. And you know what's so funny? Go ask some people who agree with that transgender stuff. Ask them if a white person can identify as black, and watch them tell you no. Man,
oh,
you
that's racist. That's racist. That can't happen. That's
I know
racist. Fucking
that's
weirdos.
weird.
Okay.
It is
And weird. And the reason why I say weirdo is because it's weird to think that you can say and do whatever the fuck you want, but somebody else can't.
right.
Now, come on
It
now.
has to be one or
You know what
the
I mean?
other,
Like,
man.
I would never go protest nobody's beliefs or whatever the fuck. But don't think that you can just come over to my house and make me believe that shit too.
Absolutely. And I think like that's what America's come to. So that's why this
Yeah.
reality topic is like so I guess so prevalent. It's been the problem for a long time because it's always been about a small minority of people enforcing their reality upon everybody else. And then many people accept it, and the ones who don't accept it are persecuted. Hence, why we get kicked off of X and stuff like
Right.
that. You know what I
And I
mean?
think I think our own mindset or us being mindful of our mindset, our perspective keeps us out of the
Oh
brainwash
yeah, good
or
point.
out of the cult vibe because we kind of already know what we're doing as a person. And I mean everyone, not just Think Hiker, but just like we already know what we want. We might not necessarily know how to get it or how it's coming yet, but we know what we want. We know what we're striving for. We know what we're trying to do. We know what we believe. We're not searching for someone to tell us how to believe, how to feel, what to do, how to move, when to sleep, when to eat. We're just kind of living life and creating our own reality as we go and trying our best to not step on anybody else's toes, but also letting people know you can't step on my fucking toes. So if I'm not going to step on your toes, don't come over here stepping on my shit. See, we need to be able to coexist like the yin and the yang. And even if I don't like you, that doesn't mean I'm going to come over there and stomp all over your brand new fucking
Absolutely.
shoes.
And I think that that's what they doing.
And
They're
and just because I don't
mm,
do that, don't think I'm soft and you can come over here and
right.
step on my goddamn brand new shoes. Because then we're going to see why we say fuck around, find out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You gonna fuck around, find out.
Because, it's like I think that's a thing, bro. Right now, I'm just going to be honest, okay? The whole pro-Palestinian, pro-Israel thing. I think that the majority, which would be the pro-Palestinian protesters or movement, has the majority over the minority of the Jewish uh, people or whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? And supporters or protesters or people in general. And so I think that you know they're not living the reality that they're creating is good for their movement right now, right? But it's also extremely bad for their movement because they're doing it through force. And so when you make somebody do something through force and you prove it through that way, there's an underbelly of that same person that you're persecuting that's getting
Oh my
stronger.
gosh, right?
And they're going to come out eventually and they're going to bust your fucking face open.
Hey,
And so it's like, the reality that you create for yourself, it can impose on other
you
people. I don't
can
want
be
to,
you can be somebody else's villain in your reality, in their reality.
right.
Yeah.
And it's like, so if that's the reality you're creating for yourself, it's just the same thing as somebody in the hospital, right? Like maybe they didn't create that, but maybe in 10 years from now Israel might be even fucking stronger than it even is
Yep.
now. And the reason why is because they felt like they needed to get militant, even
Also,
more militant, because they were the minority to a majority of people that hate them.
also
I'm not
they
saying I
took the
like them or hate them. You know
right.
what I'm saying?
Well, they
I'm
were
just
able to
talking.
take their reality and they were able to get so many other people to believe in their reality that it manifested. Ain't that crazy? To me,
Yep.
that's how it works. You know what I mean? Like how you
Mm-hmm.
were saying, like they were able to use us to believe in their reality to the point where it manifested for them.
100%. They, yeah, exactly. Like it's like planting the seed, bro. Like some people, all they need to do is be able to plant a few seeds, and then they just sit back and watch the shit happen. It grows through other people and other realities or whatever. I mean, I don't really agree with any of that craziness. That's why I'm not doing any of it and haven't done any of it, is because I don't want any of that in my reality. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
facts.
I just don't live that way in general. So there's no reason for me to be protesting one person or another,
Yeah, I agree with that.
because I am an individual that would rather just
I
handle
mean,
it
in all
myself.
reality, what they're doing right now isn't really affecting my direct reality. But I'm not gonna say that I don't see how it can affect my direct reality eventually. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because of
Well,
how
like
everything is
think
going.
about your kids, for
That
instance. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like your youngest might grow up to fucking be pro something, and the majority might hate that.
you're absolutely
And is
right.
it going to be at that point? Is it going to be okay for your child to be told they can't go into a certain building
Right,
because they believe a certain
right,
way?
right.
That's
And then
fucked
and
up.
then what if that's just another narrative that they're pulling just like they pulled before? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And none of it's really even real in anybody's reality. They just convinced you that enough that it was real that you made it your reality.
You know,
Like that shit
if
is
you can get if the seed can be planted in you, then you actually become part of what you thought was real.
bro.
And then all of a sudden in your life, it is real because you're
Oh,
part of it. But I'm sitting over here like, man, I just don't understand.
hey,
Like,
the
what?
next thing you know, you locked up in an insane asylum for believing all of this shit,
Yeah, because you're
and
like,
nothing was real. Like,
what? I did all this for this cause, and the cause was fake.
bro, picture all the people
And
who don't know, about Pac and about everything like that. Picture all the people's realities who might get turned upside down from getting the truth out of that. You know what I mean? Like your
mm-hmm,
shit can flip in an instant. We have to be mindful of that and mindful of the fact that if new information is going to present itself to you, we have to be open enough to either know that if that's part of your reality or not, because shit's not going to be the same all the time. You know what I mean?
exactly, exactly. I mean, we can only manifest our reality to the point in our own life. I mean, I really don't want to sound like a crazy person by saying that I can, we manifest everything around us. And blah, blah, woo, magical wands and shit. No, it's not like that. It's a more like a layman's delivery that I'm trying to give. It's like if you wake up in the morning and you tell yourself you're happy, and you tell yourself these are the things I need to do to make myself happy, you are probably going to do those and you're probably going to be happy. The person that wakes up and says, this is what I need to do to be happy, but they don't do any of it, they're probably going to be down on themselves, which means they're going to be sad or unhappy. And they're probably going to get mad at you for sticking to it and doing it and or figuring it out. And that's
That's
fucked up,
because they
man,
can't
because
accept
the
that.
majority usually, the reason why I use the pro-Palestinian and Israel thing with what I'm talking about is because usually the majority don't figure it out,
That's a
and they get mad at the minority that
and
does
that's a
figure it out.
great example of a small group of people placing their reality or making other people believe their reality as their own. That's a great.
Right. Because think about it, okay? So look, you can look at it both ways. You can look at it as the people that support Israel, right? They're their their manifesting could be so good and so on point that it creates their reality for them so strong that they walk in it so proud that it creates inferiority feelings in a whole majority of people that feels like they need to. And I'm not saying that the people that manifested the reality that they did it all for great and for good, but they did it so fucking well and they did it so good that the majority can't understand how this minority did it. And so what's the best easiest way? Just get pissed off. I'm not supporting either one, but also the majority or the pro-Palestinian could manifest their reality so big and so powerful that it could create fear or inferiority in the pro-Israel group that is the minority at that point, and could make them say, you know what, we gotta do something to protect ourselves, man, because hey, these motherfuckers
I
is
think
on
that's a
us.
key because as we reach our hour today, because we're trying to keep us down to an hour, which we're trying to keep it down to an hour and get straight to the point on
Nike
shit.
paid us to do an hour only,
Not
so
Nike said y'all doing too fucking
they said
much.
just do it 1 hour.
Nike said we doing too motherfucking much.
Yep.
But yeah, I wanna say that I think that it's a big point to things is that we definitely need to protect our reality and don't be afraid, and you're not wrong for it. You're not an asshole, you're not a dickhead, you're not fucked up person for it. You're not a wrong person for protecting your reality, whether
And
you
you can feel as great about your beliefs as you want, and it doesn't mean that you're projecting it on somebody else. It just means that you feel so good about it that you walk around knowing it, talking about it. And if somebody else gets mad about it or feels inferior to it, that's their problem. It's not your problem.
absolutely.
And I know that sounds like, oh, he's being a fucking dickhead right now. But am I though? Because everybody deserve a trophy?
Nah, I don't agree with
I'm
that.
just
Yeah.
saying. Does everybody agree?
Nope.
Or I mean, does everybody deserve to get what everybody else deserves to get?
No, not at all. I don't deserve an NBA championship.
And nor are you trying to get one. But
Hell
that'd be
no.
crazy if somebody said, Jason, go, this is an NBA champ. You'd be like,
Yeah,
okay,
that's just not my.
I'll
It's just
accept it,
not in
but
my
goddamn, I don't.
reality, right? You know what I mean? It's just not in my
Yeah.
reality, and I'm okay with that. That's all right. That's all right. You know what I mean? But I think that there comes a time where it's like, people are afraid that being different is such a bad thing, but I don't think it is. You know what I mean? My reality is cool. Your reality is cool. We have a shared reality together, and our job as humans is to respect that shared reality that we have. I don't expect you to respect my belief system or my reality that I have of myself. I don't expect you to do anything with that. All I expect you to do is respect the fact that we both live in this reality together. So let's make it something that we both love and can build on. You know what I mean? Like,
100%.
and that's what I gotta say on that note. And also we'll be back more than likely for Fuck Around Find Out Tuesday. Our hour has come to an end today, but we will start delivering more content that will be pre-recorded and edited for you as well, gods and goddesses. Sorry if there's a lot of noise in my background. I'm leaving this Cleveland clinic, about to get on the road and take my black ass back to the crib.
Creating reality as you speak.
Hey, and
Yeah,
do it
so,
moment at a time, guys. Live in the moment. Don't try to be in the past. Don't try to be in the future. Um, Try to live every single moment. Just create every single second. Every time you think like, oh, just flip it. Just flip that shit. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. No. Fuck that. Just thinking, you know what? Fuck it. Shit. Who cares?
yeah, and when you're doing that, always just probably, maybe, just, I don't even know if this would be considered advice. It might just be just some shit floating around in the air that you need to catch. Who knows? But just remember, when you're in your zone, right, and you feel like you're the most powerful over the other side or whatever it is, just remember that one day they might walk in the room Say this.
With 100 niggas with me. 100 niggas. 100 killers with me. Came in the game with 100 niggas with me. 100 niggas. 100 killers with me. Came in the game with 100 niggas with me. 100 niggas. 100 killers with me. Came in the game with 100 niggas with me. 100 niggas, 330 this for my city, boy.
I'm in line for that real shit, bitch, that's all I'm buying. So when niggas selling out, I be the one to start a riot. I've been riding for
Woo! Selling out. I be the one.
my niggas though. Guess that's just my nature, shit, most of it.
We got real serious on y'all today. We're gonna crank it up. After this song, it's over with. ThinkHighCrew.com. We'll be back tomorrow for Fuck Around Find Out Tuesday.
These niggas treat loyalty like a foreign language. Never learned it or care to. Never loved, they scared to open up to the world. And this is who I'm compared to. I wear my heart on my sleeve, bear my soul every line. Put my trust in the people and pray that it turns out fine. So if you came in with me, chances are you stayed in with me with hopes of cashing this change in with me. The name says plenty. If it goes down, they'll be at the arraignment with me. And you can back that, boy. This thing'll make 100 niggas step back, boy. I pray any one of you niggas test that, boy. I came in with 100, just respect that.
Boy, came in this game with 100 niggas with me. 100 niggas. 100 killers with me. Came in this game with 100 niggas with me. 100 niggas. 100 killers with me. Came in this game with 100 niggas with me. 100 niggas. 100 killers with me. Came in this game with 100 niggas with me. 100 niggas. 330 this for my city, boy.
Yeah, I came in this game spitting that blunt, high octane to cook cocaine, straight to your brain that Cobain. And 100 niggas serve the same thing. Where I'm from, a little city in the Midwest. If you talk about down, yeah, we on that list. But I breathe life back into.
We kind of been fucking around with y'all on these podcasts, but what happens when we really get into it? We finna turn up and be so professional. Joe Rogan, who?
This bitch, that's the 100 niggas that I came with. Give respect to power, who the fuck you playing with, boy? Y'all niggas talking, but you ain't
Joe Rogan, who? Joe who?
saying nothing. Makes you bluffing, it's nothing to make you nothing. Cause I made you into something.
Oh, you talking about that guy that was on Fear Factor? He's got a podcast? Do what?
Creation from destruction, elevation from corruption. And I can give a fuck what you niggas say. Body niggas, we zoning. Got my mind flowing in space. Got these bitches all on my dick. And these niggas all love the hate. It was beef.
Joe, you already know, bro. You know you're the dude, so you know everybody's shooting for you, so you can't get mad about it, right? Even if we get a small percentage of what Joe Rogan's got. Holy fuck.
I'm feeling gourmet. Skinny jeans ain't holding no way. Keep respect.
Bounty break with a couple
That's what
girls.
my niggas say. We don't fuck with cowards. That's what my spirit say.
Hey!
Now look at you.
Hey!
Look at us. Ha! All y'all niggas look bitches. Fuck. Came in this game with 100 niggas with me.
Man, we'll be back tomorrow. ThinkHighCrew.com. Appreciate it, Nike. We love you.